dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little bit fish out of water because all the persons gathered over here are talking about sugarcane, whereas I will be talking about soil survey in India and the soil survey efforts that we are doing here. So let me begin with some of the challenges that we are facing. Right now, as a country, India is definitely seeing a shift in bioclimate, and without going into the great details, I would just highlight here that there is certainly a shift in rainfall pattern that is well known. The amount of water received during monsoon remaining the same, there is definitely a change in distribution, the amount of water received in a single day or the number of events and so on. So, the challenges that as a country we are facing is we have depleted our groundwater resources to a great extent, and to relate it to sugarcane production or sugar industry, I would say around 55% of the irrigation currently in the country is driven by groundwater irrigation. And we don't have national or even subnational plans to maintain our groundwater levels. So that is one issue that I want to highlight here. The more pertinent point is there are n number of technologies that are available for managing our soils, maintaining soil health, managing our waters, but where to use those technologies, spatial domain or spatial information. That in this world of geographic information systems, I think when we are operating at a micro scale, we want to advise the farmers, and compared to the developed world, Indian farmers usually have hardly a land parcel of 1 or 2 hectares, not more than that. And in such a scenario, governments, whether it's federal government or any other government, they want land parcel specific solutions. So soil as a matter of study varies even within a 1 hectare of plot, or even sub-variations are not extraordinary. That is normally, routinely we observe. And when we are faced with a challenge that each and every individual farmer holding hardly more than 1 or 2 acres of land is to be advised with the development of some advisory that would tell him on daily basis what is to be done, what is not to be done, is a big challenge that government has been putting across to the researchers constantly, and to me as an organization, because we are supposed to cater to the needs of the country, and the current level of our national soil database is very low, very poor, but the efforts that are currently on, and I want you all to be the partners in those efforts, because we are doing a lot of scattered efforts. In isolation, we are collecting a lot of soil data, but somehow that is not being brought under a single platform. So that is a kind of message that I would like to give first. That should be our national priority, contributing to building up a national soil database, or creating a national repository of soils. And as I said, spatial information right now is not that it is not available, but it is not aggregated in a single system, so that there is a perspective, there is a bird's eye view for the person who is thinking of state level policy, national level policy, district level policy, and even village level policy. So all the efforts that are going in different parts of the country somehow face an issue of duplication and replication. So if this duplication, as Dr. Raffaella was talking about her findings, there was a chord resonating, because we found that many of the results we have also observed here, though not all. But the point is, in Brazil, what they are doing is probably on maybe 5,000 hectare field, and whereas we here are talking about 0.5 hectare field. So her results need to be understood in the perspective that it's not, it cannot be generalized. And if at all it is to be generalized, we need some special information on each and every land parcel. So be it contingency planning, be it avoiding duplication of efforts, be it applying knowledge generated somewhere in the world, so in some other country, we need to know our soil first. That should be our priority. So right now, as a director, as a national agency, we are faced with the challenges, many organizations coming to us and demanding the soil data. As I said, at land parcel specific level, some of the state governments ask us that we need to promote oil palm cultivation in the country right now to reduce our import burden for edible oil. So where do we cultivate? Then suddenly, as a national agency, we are faced with a challenge where to recommend the development of oil palm cultivation. Likewise, where to encourage rubber plantation. Then we have made some commitments during COP meetings that we will reduce our land degradation and we will reclaim around 30 million hectare of soils or lands during next few years. Then faced with extreme events of climate, weather, we have to have contingency plans that are again focusing on a single farmer. Reclamation of affected soils. Then there are challenges of watershed management, irrigation management, sequestration, and so on. So there are n number of agencies engaged in using soil data or applications of soil information. Again, the trouble is we don't know the special domains where the known technologies could be used. So I'm just flagging some of the current engagements that we have. One of them is watershed development. Right now we are operating in some or 6 or 7 states of India, wherein we are conducting soil survey. We are preparing land parcel specific solutions for managing crops, offering contingency plans, offering nutrient management plans for the chosen crops in that particular state. And this way we have developed around 2,500 watersheds in Karnataka, few watersheds in Maharashtra, Odisha, and so on. So we are looking after the different aspects that are contained in the big domain of land use planning, or simply said soil management. So just to apprise the House, we have prepared the first soil map of India at 1:250,000 scale. Then we have prepared some 10 district soil maps at 50,000 scale. Then we took up some detailed soil survey in more than 400 blocks of India, 2014 onwards. But right now, we have stopped after creating all these data sets. Now we are focusing on digital soil solutions. That is something I would like the youngsters to know, that we have in a way stopped traditional survey in India. And we are mostly now adopted digital soil mapping solutions. And recently we have concluded around 50 districts of India, that is almost one big size state. So what is that is different in digital soil mapping? I don't think there is any need to explain, but just to tell you or give you an idea that we are now employing satellite images, geographic information systems, and the legacy soil database that has been we have collected over last 40 years. So we are trying to play a bit smart by using the soil data that has been collected over last 40 years. And my purpose will be served very well here if I am able to raise an awareness amongst the researchers, academicians over here, that you please share whatever soil data with georeferences with us as a national agency. This is our baby step towards building national soil database, and whatever soil information that is available with you, If it is published, we are collecting it. No worries about that. If you have put it in public domain, we are accessing it. But somehow, almost 50% of the information is still lying in private documents or in private custody. So my request would be to share those database with us. So we are using environmental covariates, generating some special models, and all this is being done through some machine learning algorithms that are smart enough to gather soil variability in any given unit of operation. It could be your block, it could be your district, it could be your state. So the thing is, all we need to do is capture the variability of soils to the maximum possible extent, so that soils as a whole, as a media, is clearly understood at different levels, and this will definitely allow us to come out with policies. This is very, very important, that we before laying down the recommendations for any policy related to soil health, we must understand our soils first with a broader perspective, aggregated at different levels of understanding. So I think this is a basic thing, I need not repeat it. So currently, just for the information or the soil science students, we have developed standard operating protocol for collecting soil information in the country, that is preparing land resource inventory. And this particular book or publication is available in public domain on our website. It is also available as a paper edition, paper copy. This can be used by anybody who wishes to collect soil information for his area or for his unit of operation. Just to give an example, we had around data on 841 soil profile data for Vidarbha region of this state. It covers around 11 districts. What we observed is some of the areas are not really represented in terms of soil survey. So what we did is, those windows which have never been studied, the areas those have not been studied, we collected new profiles using simple statistical Latin hypercube sampling technique. That allowed me to minimize the number of soils or number of profiles that need to be studied. So using that approach, we have collected very recently this land resource inventory of Vidarbha that includes 11 districts, and now we are going to we are in the second phase of generating land parcel specific land use plans, contingency plans, or nutrient management plans. Likewise, this job has been done for Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh state of India, that is Bundelkhand region, some of the districts in Karnataka. So since we are standing here in Maharashtra, let me tell you that we have created land resource inventory for 5,000 villages in 15 districts of Maharashtra. And we have used very simple machine learning algorithms for predicting the soil properties that are very, very important for managing and maintaining soil health, like depth, texture, soil organic carbon, pH, bulk density, available water content, and CEC. I hope this will give a fair idea of the soils in Maharashtra, and I think we'll be coming out with this report within next 3-4 months, very, very soon. Just to give you an example, this is Aurangabad district in Maharashtra. You can see our models are performing well to predict soil depth. And in terms of this state in particular, depth prediction is very, very important. In other parts of India, this may not be applicable, but at least for Maharashtra, everything, productivity of any soil could be very easily linked with soil depth, because the soil properties that we have studied in Maharashtra, we have observed that all the soils exhibiting depth less than 30 or 40 centimeters are invariably low in nutrient content, And in terms of fertility or nutrient management, they are tough to manage. So once you prepare even a simple soil depth map of any district or any particular village, you immediately have nutrient management plan. That would be easily understood by a common worker at village level who doesn't understand intricacies of our soil physicochemical properties. And simply if you develop a thumb rule and tell him that, look, your soil is less than 30 centimeter depth, you are always going to face nutrient management or nutrient amendment issues. So this is an example of some of the villages in, again, Aurangabad district. You can see some 10-15 villages over here. And out of those 10 villages, red flag villages or red flag cluster has greater extent of shallow soils. Now, why I am stressing on this particular point? The point is, these soils or these land parcels are always going to be on back foot, be it a good monsoon year or be it a bad monsoon year, because these soils are inherently weak. So this is what we are trying to do for the entire state. Again, another issue as a land manager I would like to flag is, when we are implementing our watershed management solutions, we have observed that the number of irrigation wells, you can look at the year 2007, 2013 and 2017. What is happening? Just look at the red dots. These were the wells that were dry during 2007. With the implementation of watershed development program, by 2013, the number of blue dots have increased. That simply tells me that the number of wells have increased, irrigated area has increased or not. That is a question. The thing is, or the beauty of these maps is, during 2007, the total irrigated area was 1,000 hectare, let us say. In 2013, it came to 1,200, and by 2017, it again came down to 1,000. So what is happening is, with the implementation of our watershed development programs, the groundwater levels are being replenished. We are getting some more water, but the extraction immediately goes up without adding to the irrigated area to a greater magnitude. And simply the number of beneficiaries are increasing. In simple words, let me tell that the number of farmers irrigators, I mean to say, are increasing without any addition to irrigated area. So if there were 100 farmers benefiting earlier, now there are 150 farmers, but the irrigated area is remaining the same. So lot of expenditure in those 50 irrigation additional wells that has been incurred by the private agencies or the government agencies, that is going waste. And our estimate says that the amount lost in a single district is around 5 crore rupees. So in a single state, you can imagine we are losing around 200 crore rupees in a single year. So as such, soil and water, both resources need to be clubbed together and seen together, especially when we are talking about a crop like sugarcane. So this is in a native Marathi language, the land parcel specific advisory that we have prepared with the help of universities. And we have contacted the agronomists, agrometeorologists, soil scientists of all the 4 academic institutions or 4 universities in Maharashtra. And we are in the process of developing such specific land parcel specific advisories. I think I need not show it, but we have developed some mobile apps as well. And the another effort that we are making in terms of acquiring contactless or without surveys, collecting soil data without survey is, of course, soil spectral library or hyperspectral imaging studies. So this is another new challenge or new area of research that is coming up very fast. And again, I would request the youngsters, upcoming researchers, to take up the challenges for the country as we are developing better sensors, better drones, and artificial intelligence, IoT, and all those new technologies. we are getting very close to dry chemistry. Our wish is to replace wet chemistry within next 4 to 5 years in India, so that the farmer could be given on the spot results. Just to give you an example, 2 or 3 days earlier, Secretary Agriculture, Telangana State of India contacted me and said, can you give me results of soil sample testing within 24 hours? That was his challenge or request. So I was little bit astonished because it is just not possible to give results within 24 hours. And he said, why don't you, I'll support your research program, why don't you develop such sensors that would be giving results within 2-3 hours. So this is an upcoming field, hyperspectral imaging, and we are into that. We are developing hyperspectral web portal of India. This is again another repository or library that we will be creating within next few years. And as the radiometers or the sensors develop, again we need to collect this information as soon as possible for the entire country. We don't have much time. So friends, my appeal again, I keep on repeating these things, that we need to create National Soil Archives and National Soil Database, so that the efforts, because Karnataka soils are no different than the Solapur or Pune soils. So the point is, if some researcher is doing some work in Dharwad, why to duplicate it in Pune or in VSI? That is the point. And let us see it from agronomy point of view as well. What do you do with the soil data? You need to identify the potential areas that are now coming up. Government of India is implementing one district, one commodity program. In a single district, Telangana government is developing crop colonies. For example, if you want to encourage poultry industry, you need to cultivate maize crop. Now, where do you grow maize crop? Special information. Is there 50,000 hectare area available which could be potentially grown to maize or rubber or oil palm? So these kind of questions are now coming up to us. And this is one example. We have pomegranate plantation in a big way in this state. And if it is to be propagated in other state, what do you do? So right from Rajasthan to Odisha to so many other states, all states need to combine together, all agencies, whether they are in academia, whether they are in private or in any other domain, they need to strengthen the data repository of the country. So I think that is in nutshell the message I want to deliver over here. Thank you for your patience.